Hey, what's up, guys? It's your boy, MachPunches, and we're back for episode number 14, I believe, of Danganronpa 2, Goodbye Despair. In the last episode, the man on the screen right now got brutally murdered after threatening all of us to blow up the island and shit if the traitor didn't come forward. Never actually thought I'd see a more brutal crime scene in this game than Fujisaki. I was wrong. I was proven horribly, horribly wrong. But anyway, with that being said, let's go ahead and start this motherfucker up. Like usual, we'll be doing the investigation today and going to where the trial gets suspended. So if you are hyped for another episode of Danganronpa 2 Goodbye Despair, make sure you leave a like down below and show your support. Greatly appreciated. But without further ado, let's get started. Also, this fucking music. Still kind of hate how this is like a side-to-side view. It's kind of annoying, actually. Why is there just a bloody Monokuma? Okay, let's just look at everything first. Actually, no, wait. Talk to everybody first. God. I'm still all disoriented on this shit.
If only everyone could go home, nothing would make me happier. No, we should finish the class trial, then we can think about what will happen after.
One of us killed Nagito in such a cruel way. It's too bizarre, I can't do anything except laugh. She looks like she's deep in thought while staring at the ceiling. What happened? Is there something strange about the ceiling?
Yeah, about that sprinkler. That's one of the sprinkler's heads that activated to put out the fire. You can see a girder right next to it, right? There.
See?
Can you see that red streak?
Huh? What the fuck? You're right, I definitely see it. Looks like a small red line on the ceiling girder.
Perhaps.
Is that blood?
Blood? The color definitely looks like blood. There's no way blood could get up there, right? Plus, it's in a straight line.
That's why I've been staring at it. I think it's strange.
It's definitely strange. I should remember this. Huh, that's actually really fucking weird.
Like...
I'm not freaking out about it like Kazuichi, but I definitely can't stop thinking about it. When the Monokuma timer reaches 0 in 2 days from now, what's gonna happen? Huh? What's gonna happen? This rotten school trip is gonna end, right? We can finally go back home. Carefree till the end. Does that mean you don't think that'll happen? Monokuma might be planning to make us do something after the countdown ends. What do you mean, something? It's making us kill each other, you know? What could be worse than that? I don't know. But this is Monokuma we're talking about, you know? There's no way he'll let this end smoothly with a countdown. Anyway, like you said before, if we screw up here, it's the end for us. For now, let's just focus on the investigation. We'll think about the countdown after we live through the class trial. Yeah, I know. And don't bring up strange stuff like that.
It mattered for Gundam's killing and for Mikon's, but it looks like it's different this time. It doesn't matter this time.
What doesn't matter?
The time. It looks like the time doesn't matter. It was clearly written in the Monokuma file. The time of the death was noon sharp. If it was at noon, what were we doing at that time? What were we doing? Well, right now,
It's 12:30 p.m.
it also has a clock function? That means Nagito died 30 minutes ago.
Huh? It happened that recently? He's a totally fresh kill. Fresh seems like a bad way to describe it.
If it happened 30 minutes ago, was it around the time when we were struggling with the bombs?
You're right, those fake bombs were originally supposed to explode at noon.
Alright!
Which means whoever doesn't have an alibi for that time is Nagito's killer. But this could be like when Nekomaru died. The killer could have also used some kind of automatic setup. Also, the crime looks very detailed, so they would have needed time to prepare. Then whoever doesn't have an alibi for before we found the bombs is suspicious.
Huh?
Wait, none of us have an alibi for that time. That's when we all split up to search for the bombs. Yeah, that's the problem. Jesus. Alright, let's look at everything else first. Lighter. Ah, this is... It's an oil lighter. This is where the curtains would have been hanging. It also looks like the fire did extensive damage here. The oil lighter was placed here.
Just kidding.
Ah, an oil lighter. Someone probably wanted to keep warm.
On.
It's almost a foolish thought. This is clearly the cause of the fire. Oil lighters can continue to burn even after someone lets go of them.
Which means...
So using that, the curtain was set on fire. Using the oil lighter, huh? Do you think the killer set up some sort of trick with it?
You are right.
The killer probably planned to destroy evidence by setting this warehouse on fire.
They caused a fire to destroy evidence?
It's the only reason I can think of why a killer would set a fire to their crime scene, but...
Jesus fuck. Did they use the cutouts like dominoes to tip the lighter over? Because that's what it's looking like to me, the way these are stacked. I can't click on them, though, that's the thing. But honestly, it looks like... They were, like, stacked up, and so when the door was kicked down by Akane, they toppled over like like dominoes, and they pushed over the lighter, which then caught the curtain on fire. Okay, now this is weird as shit. Monokuma's dead? There's blood coming out of his stomach! Hey.
No response. He's dead, Jim.
What the fuck?
Just kidding, I'm not dead.
Is this one of those life-size plushies that were being produced at this factory?
If you're mistaking a plushie for me when there's something wrong with you.
They're a stuffed animal, too.
Don't put oversized garbage there. That's so misleading. What are you calling oversized garbage?
Could this be one of Monokuma's tricks? And why'd he do it? Making a hole that looked like it got stabbed and going through the trouble of dirtying in the hole with blood? Did he try to imitate Nagito's body or something?
What are you saying?
I had nothing to do with that.
Huh?
You're so evil.
He's probably lying. Seriously, you're always lying. You should just die like that plushie over there.
This?
You seem more pissed than usual these days, Monami. But you better watch what you say. I feel like if I feel like it, I can easily wipe you out, you know. I won't give in to your threats. I'll fight you until the very end. I will definitely take back the seat of world supremacy from Monokuma.
Looks like there's annoyances are gone. If that wasn't Monokuma's trick, then who did this? Could the killer have done this? If so, is this Nagito's blood? I have no idea how this connects to the incident. Yeah, that's weird as shit, actually. Making sure there's nothing else for me to check. Oh, fire grenades. Looks like a bunch of plastic bottles. Remnants of plastic are scattered all over the place. This is probably... those fire grenades that we used to put out the fire. Well, they weren't actually that useful in the end. Fire was only extinguished thanks to the sprinklers. Well, nevertheless, this evidence really isn't all that strange. Okay. Alright, let's check out the heavily mutilated corpse. I never expected Nagito to die like this. He was always spouting nonsense about hope and trying to confuse the hell out of us, but even so, dying like this is just too cruel. Also, he wasn't completely useless. There were times where we'd only be able to reach the truth because of him, but everything good and bad about him is gone. We'll never be confused by him again. We'll never be saved by him again. Now's not the time to think about unnecessary things. I need to focus on the investigation right now. Christ. For now, I need to investigate everything about this body that catches my eye. Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot of stuff. A spear with fleshy ornament on it is impaled deeply into Nagito's stomach.
There's no way around it. That looks like the fatal wound.
What's this?
Oh my, what's this? Such a strange-looking spear, isn't it? The cord extends from the tip of the handle. And there's an iron weight attached to it. I see. Use the cord as a whip to capture the enemy and deliver the final blow with the spear.
Is this your first time looking at this too?
Of course not. This is the Spear of Gungnir, right?
Huh? You definitely just came up with that just now.
By the way, I want to ask you, where did that spear come from? I feel like I saw it at Nazumi Castle. What? Nazumi Castle? I was designed to be afraid of mice. So I can't go in there. Damn you mice, damn you all to hell!
I see. He doesn't know what's inside that castle. Well, more importantly, I need to focus on the investigation. That spear definitely catches my eye, but the weight on the end of the cord is coming out of the handle. It looks like part of that part has blood on it too. But for some reason, this section of the cord doesn't have blood on it. About the size of a human fist. Strange that this section of the cord doesn't have blood on it. Also, Chiaki mentioned this earlier, but apparently that spear came from Nazumi Castle. It'd be better if I confirm that later. That's weird. Both of Nagito's legs are tied up. Each rope is tied to the pillars nearby. He wouldn't have been able to move at all. According to the Monokuma Fido, the wounds on his legs are all stab wounds. Does that mean the killer didn't just tie up Nagito, but they also stabbed his legs? Why would the killer do something like that?
Damn it!
At any rate, it's pretty sadistic. The killer must have been holding a huge grudge toward him. Or they might have been torturing him. Torture? I mean, if they just wanted to kill him, they could have just stabbed him once in the chest, right? If you disregard the spear in his chest, the other wounds were inflicted for reasons other than killing. Which means the wounds all over Nagito's body were from the killer torturing him? If that's the case, was the killer trying to make Nagito confess? Was it something that would have led to the traitor?
Even so.
Well, even if this was torture, there's no doubt that the killer must have held a deep grudge towards Nagito. Refusing to let him die easily, I can totally understand a dark impulse like that. But even if they had a grudge held against him, would they have really gone this far? There's a cut on his upper left arm. His legs and right hand have stab wounds. But this one just looks like a slice. And that's probably the reason that the wound on his left arm doesn't look that deep compared to his other wounds. Well, regardless, it doesn't change the fact that it's a hideous wound and there's blood everywhere.
Super difficult.
There's something strange.
Strange? What?
See?
Look at the palm of his left hand. I think that blood is from where his left arm was sliced, but... doesn't the blood splatter look strange? It cuts off at the right in the middle of his palm. Yeah, it definitely cuts off. Maybe that's as far as the blood could reach when it splattered. Well, that would explain blood on his palm, but...
There's something else that's strange?
when you flip it over, it looks like the back of his... and look at the back of his hand.
Well,
Huh?
Here, there's also blood, but only above the middle joint of each finger.
You're right. Why is it only this part?
See?
See? It's just as I said, right? It's strange, right? I win.
Yeah, sure, you win. But it is definitely strange. What did the killer do to make the blood splatter like this? God, this is weird as shit. The knife is stabbed through Nagito's right hand. Did the killer do this? How could they do something so cruel?
This knife, it must be from the military base.
Military base? Ah, now that you mention it, you're right. It does look like a survival knife.
Well,
Yet another similarity to case number 5 of the first game. The survival knife? Ah, sheesh.
By the way, it seems the wounds on his legs and arm were caused by that same knife.
Which means after the killer was finished stabbing Nagito's legs and left arm, they stabbed the knife through his right hand.
it cannot be.
And then they finished him off with the spear.
How cruel.
Then does that mean the killer went to the trouble of using 2 weapons, a knife and a spear? But they could have just killed him by stabbing him with the knife. Why did they need to use a spear at all?
You are right.
That is definitely strange. Was there a reason they had to use it?
A reason they had to use the spear, huh? Nagito's right wrist is tied with the rope, but it looks like the tip of the rope burned off. Could this be the result of the fire? That's weird. If the rope is burned off like this, why are Nagito's clothes completely unaffected by the fire when he's so close to the blaze? Huh? He must have been in great pain. He clearly had this agonizing look on his face when he died. His mouth is covered with duct tape. Was this to keep Nagito from screaming for help?
This is bad.
Jeez, what a horrible look on his face. The blood splattered all over it doesn't help either. It's a good thing his mouth was covered in duct tape, otherwise I wouldn't have been able to look at him.
Got a minute? Sorry, excuse me.
Chiaki moved past Kazuichi and squatted down next to Nagito's face. God! And with one quick movement, she ripped the duct tape off of his mouth. Hey, what are you doing?
It's gonna be fine.
It'll be fine. I'll put it right back. I'll put it back right away once I'm done investigating.
Hey!
Putting the tape back isn't the issue, you ungrateful swine. You're gonna get cursed.
The blood on Nagito's face. It looks like it mostly came from the slice on his left arm. If that's the case...
There's no use, she's not listening.
Hey.
Hey, about that blood splattered on his face. There's no blood under the duct tape.
Huh? What's wrong with that?
Well,
This duct tape has crinkles like it was sticking toward the inside of his mouth, right? Nagito was probably desperately moving his mouth from under the duct tape.
Seriously, what's wrong with that? She means Nagito's mouth was covered with duct tape before he got those wounds all over his body. So he tried to shout, which caused the duct tape to get stuck into his mouth a bit. But what's wrong with that? Is that something we really need to worry about? I don't really get it, but just put the duct tape back in his mouth already.
yep.
Yeah, you're right.
Anyway, this might be some kind of clue, too. I shouldn't remember it. This is really weird.
I guess I'm done with the area surrounding Nagito's body. Jeez, I can't believe I actually investigated such a grisly-looking body. Even I'm surprised at myself. Does this mean I'm used to it? My classmate's dead body is right in front of me, and one of my peers is the killer responsible, and I have to investigate his death so I can find his killer. Am I used to something abnormal as that? That would mean I'm becoming abnormal, too. Now then, I guess that's enough investigating the area behind the curtain. The killer's goal wasn't just killing Nagito. There should have been another reason as well. If not, they wouldn't have gone through the trouble of tying him with rope, covering his mouth with duct tape. Not only that, there's no reason to inflict any wounds other than that fatal one. So what was the reason? Looks like I better investigate other areas to figure that out. Alright, I should try investigating the other areas inside the warehouse first. Yeah, see? The Monokuma things were used as like a domino reel to knock over the lighter. So I'm gonna talk to everybody else first.
Hey.
Okay, it's the same thing. So I'm going to bring up something real quick that I've been thinking about earlier. I am praying to every deity in existence and every deity that ever could be worshipped, and if atheists are watching this, I'm praying to science as well. But I'm really hoping I'm wrong with this one. This is like the one guess I'm doing where I'm hoping like fuck I am wrong. But I'm sitting here and I'm thinking of all these similarities between Chapter 5 of this game and Chapter 5 of the first game. And we already have certain similarities like, the survival knife. And my guess about the thing that's weird, quote, that they mentioned about the Monokuma file, is that they say, not only is there a spear stabbed in his stomach, there are also multiple stab wounds on each of his thighs. Furthermore, there is a laceration on his left arm. Hang on. And a knife impaled through his right hand. Not once did they say, this is the cause of death. And you'd think, the spear would do it. Then they would have mentioned the spear being the cause of death. So once again, I'm relating this to which is why I think the whole fire was the reason he died, because of the noxious fumes that were left afterwards. But I'm just here and I'm thinking to myself, this is the whole relation between this chapter and the Chapter 5 of the first game, is because with Mukuro Ikusaba, everyone was like, was it the iron? Was it like the head wound in the back of the head? Was it the knife, the survival knife stabbed through the abdomen? No, it wasn't. What it actually was, it was the other wounds that they classified as old wounds and didn't think mattered. So there's that. But I'm sitting here, and I remembered, like the last second before starting this stream, Chapter 5 was Naegi versus Kirigiri. So I am praying to every deity in existence, as well as science, that Chiaki did not fucking do this shit. Because if she did, I'm going to be very upset. Anyway, moving on. There are a lot of tipped-over Monokuma panels. The panel near the curtain in the back is tipped over and burned. Did the fire do that? But why are they scattered like this? The last time I came here, I seem to recall. They should have been neatly put away. Maybe we're the ones who made this mess. Huh?
See?
Look, the tipped-over panel by the entrance is really close to the door, right? So maybe the reason these panels are tipped over is... It's fine, I'll open it slowly. No, that's not the problem. Seriously, it'll be fine. But those words kind of brushed off everyone's warnings and slowly opened the door to the warehouse. Clatter, clatter, clatter. Huh? It's not opening. Is there something blocking the door? I can barely open it. I knew it. It's a trap. Seriously, just stop it, okay? Didn't I tell you it'll be fine? I just gotta use a little more force. What happening to opening it slowly? Kinda ignored the protests, and with a mighty kick, the door flew open. Bam. Could it be? Is that it? And there's something else I've been wondering.
Hey.
These Monokuma panels are tipped over, starting from the entrance to the back of the warehouse, right? They seem to be lying on top of each other in a straight line. Yeah, compared to the other tipped-over panels, that line is the only one that's neat and orderly.
So...
Isn't this clearly strange? Strange. That means we can speculate this was done intentionally. And I'm telling you, because the lighter was over there, and Sonia said the lighter could just be going for a long time without anybody needing to be there and relight it. I'm telling you, the Monokuma panels were dominoes, acting as dominoes, and they tipped over the lighter. The fuck is this? MP3 player? What the fuck? This is an MP3 player. There's even a speaker plugged into it. But why is this here?
Maybe...
Looks like that weird music was playing from there. You know, the music that was blaring when the fire started? Yeah, you're right. Looks like it's busted from getting drenched by the sprinklers. There's no mistaking it. That music was playing from that MP3 player. I don't disagree with that, but why was the killer playing music from this? And that's another reason. Because if we would have came in, right? And if we would have came in, right? And the fire didn't start yet, Nagito would have still been alive. So that MP3 player was to drown out his screams. Because even if your mouth's duct tape, I don't care if you're able to not even be able to do anything, like, coherent, but you can still go, you can still make a noise. Period. Is there anything else I need to look at? Tons of books. There are a bunch of books stacked on top of each other. Apparently they contain Monokuma's poetry and photos. The sprinklers completely soaked them. I can't even turn the pages anymore. Well, it's not like I'm missing much. Okay, what am I looking for here? Tons of CDs. All these CDs, they're all copies of Monokuma's music. These should have been burned too. Do I have to talk to people again? Looks like Sonia is focused on investigating the warehouse, which reminds me, there's something I need to ask her about. Now that we've pretty much finished investigating Nagito's body, I think it's time to talk to her. Hey Sonia, do you have a minute? Yes, what is it? I want to talk to you about when that fake bomb Nagito set in the warehouse exploded. Huh? Right before it exploded, you said something like this, right? It's alright, it is not a bomb. Why did you know the bombs were a fake? Well, that's not all either. When we were looking for the bombs, why were you at the military base? I thought you were supposed to be searching for the central island. Plus, when I called for you, you didn't come to the factory right away. Where were you and what were you doing during that time?
My.
Oh my.
Cannot be.
Do you suspect me? It is a misunderstanding. I am not the killer. Jesus shit, son, you son of a bitch! God damn!
Okay! I just got called the fuck out! Shit! I'm saving that. That's actually... Woo! I have no words for that. Christ. She just said, Jesus shit, you son of a bitch! How many times has Sonya cursed throughout this entire game before this? I mean, I know she called Soda a imbecile and a pest, but, like, that's, like, minor insults. She never, like, said, Jesus shit, you son of a bitch. Fuck. Sonya?
I am sorry.
Yeah, I am terribly sorry. I was panicking. I shall calm down and explain to you why I was at the military base.
Jesus fucking Christ! She just went off, dude. Fuck.
When I first explored the final island, I discovered a vast amount of bombs there.
Huh?
Well,
At first, I was worried that someone might use them for nefarious reasons if I announced it to everyone, so I kept it silent the whole time.
Does that mean when you heard Nagito planted bombs, you got suspicious and went to investigate them?
that is-
As I suspected, the bombs had disappeared. I thoroughly searched for them inside the military base, but the bombs were nowhere to be found.
And because you were searching for them, you were late when we all gathered.
Listen.
And because of that, I reached a conclusion. The bombs Nagito brought were from the military base, which means they were fake bombs.
How did you find out that the bombs at the military base were fake?
Because I attempted to use one of them.
What?
I see. I see.
I thought one of the bombs would be strong enough to blast open the door to the ancient ruin. At the time, I still believed the bombs were real. I thought I could use one of them to gain entrance to the ancient ruin.
However, that plan was an utter failure.
Somebody say thumbnail. Somebody say thumbnail. I'm still, like, reeling after she just said that, though. Jesus shit, you son of a bitch! God damn.
The bomb was not real. It was merely a fireworks display. God damn it all to hell!
Sonya! Christ! Jesus shit, you son of a bitch! God damn it! All to hell! Why is Sonya becoming, like, more and more of a savage as this game goes on? Jesus.
I see. So that's why you're the only one who knew the bombs at the military base were fake.
I did. As did Monami as well. She was also secretly peeking at the bomb.
What the
Which means-
fuck, dude?
If those bombs are the same ones that disappeared, it would mean Nagito took them. That is why I knew it was a fake. However, I did think it was strange when Nagito blew up the hotel lobby.
Yet another similarity. Fukawa over here. And I even have stated, Soda is like Fukawa of this game, and Sonya is Togami. I have already stated this. What the fuck? See, this is why even all these, like, low-key similarities and shit like that is the reason I'm thinking, if Chiaki is the killer, I'm going to cry. I've already lost Ibuki, don't do this shit to me. I've lost Ibuki, I've lost Nekomaru, I have lost Gundam. Don't fucking do this to me. Don't fucking do this to me. I've lost Peko as well. Like, shit.
But upon further reflection, that might have been Nagito's plan all along. He showed us a real bomb to make us believe that the bombs he set were real as well.
If so, then Nagito's actions were extremely calculated. But the problem is his reason for doing it.
With this, I have explained
Do you have a
everything.
minute?
Then there should be no more reason for you to doubt me.
Yeah, you're right. I got it. She said, Jesus shit, you son of a bitch! That killed me. I'm sorry. Alright, I've pretty much finished looking for clues inside the warehouse. I was able to find some clues, but there's still so many things I don't understand yet.
Hold it.
You look worried.
Yeah, I am.
Well,
At a time like this, it might be good for you to broaden your investigation range.
You mean it's good to investigate other places as well? She might be right. There are several things I've been wondering about besides the crime scene. The military base that Sonia mentioned, the plushie factory next door, the Izumi Castle where the spear originally came from, and Nagito's room too. If I'm going to understand the reason for his actions, I need to know more about him.
I'm pretty sure the others have already finished
can
investigating.
you hear me?
Hey, you guys, isn't it about time we leave this place and try exploring other areas too?
She's being kinda pushy, isn't she? She's being kinda pushy a little, isn't she? She's trying to make sure she doesn't want us to find something. Oh god, why? Chiaki, don't do this to me. In response to Chiaki, the others gathered around her.
I see.
I agree. I was just thinking about proceeding to another area. It seems we had the same idea.
But is it safe? There won't be anyone to guard the crime scene.
We don't have a choice. There just aren't enough of us. Besides, we've investigated all we can.
I guess you're right. Mm-hmm.
See?
Also, it looks like the clues we found aren't enough to piece the incident together. So we need to search for them in other areas. Probably. Well, alternatively, if there aren't any clues in other areas either, we'd have to give up completely.
Really don't need to say that.
Hey!
Then it's okay if we leave this place? It's okay. There's no time for us to stand around. In order to survive, there's no other way except to do it. In order to survive, we have to find Nagito's killer. If we don't sacrifice that person, nobody can survive. That's our reality. That's why there's no time for us to stand around. I feel like it's Chiaki. And I'm not happy about it. Apparently the bombs that were stuffed on this truck were actually fireworks, which reminds me, this truck looks like it came from the military base. Nagito must have brought it from here. Other than that, there's nothing in particular that catches my eye. Oh, hi Sonia.
My!
I have never seen so many Monokumas in my life.
Well, Monokuma isn't exactly someone you would normally run into.
However, while I was staring at all these Monokumas, a thought occurred to me.
Well?
The bomb that went off at the lobby might have been set up here.
Huh?
Do you have a minute?
If you hide the bomb inside a Monokuma plushie, it would make a frightening weapon. Do you not think the group is forcing us to kill each other? Would otherwise devise something like that? A plushie bomb is an act of terrorism.
All right.
Let us rip these apart right away so we can confirm it.
For my loins! Oh, hold on. If there was a bomb inside these, wouldn't it explode if we carelessly messed with it?
Easy as pie.
Either way, it's all gravy.
All gravy? What the hell does that mean?
Enough already.
Stop! There's no bomb.
Um.
You'll know if you just pick me up. See, all you'll feel is the soft weight of cotton.
I see.
You are right.
However.
Then where did Nagito obtain the bomb he used?
Who knows?
I wonder. If I'm gonna give you guys a hint, then you should know it wasn't from the military base. To tell you the truth, the bombs they're all fakes.
Please wait.
I know that already. You should have said so earlier.
No.
Well, I thought if I kept quiet, it would foreshadow that a killing was gonna happen. That is why I'm telling you for the first time. Phew, I feel relieved.
But if the bomb wasn't from the military base, or this factory, then he brought it from the Octagon?
Well done.
I must say, you have a good eye there, Sonia. Putting a bomb inside one of my plushies seems like a splendid idea.
I mean, he kind of already did this already, did he not? Cough, cough, Uwada, cough, cough.
Let's try it!
That is...
Did I say something I should not have said? It's not your fault, don't worry about it. The break room is on the other side of this door. This is where we obtain the fire grenades. Anything inside? There's nothing on the floor that looks like a clue. Not even try. Nice. It's an enormous machine, but it stopped for now. It looks like there's nothing related to the incident here. So I'm good? Yes, I am. Sweet. Why are you still here? What happened? Didn't you go to investigate somewhere else?
Weird.
There's something at the back of my mind. I'm feeling really unsure about something. What is it?
You.
Didn't I just say it's at the back of my mind? That's why I can't explain it. The sound and smells when we went inside here, it's just not clear. She's the type to have something on her mind because of her gut feeling, huh? A nice gut feeling. Previously, that feeling of hers helped us to find a lot of things by accident. It's almost like some kind of feral instinct. Okay. I feel like the fact that she's staying there is going to help with something, but yeah. Like, the fact that she is just standing in the warehouse, I think that might be a good thing. Because now nobody can go back and tamper with evidence. But if it's a Kane, that's bad. Damn it, this dangerous place is the reason all this messed up stuff is happening. Leaving guns out in the open is totally dangerous. Seriously, they gotta take better care of these. It's easy to say that, but there's no one on this island who can do that. Huge supply of guns and other firearms are stuffed in the truck bed. Ah, I found it! What'd you find? Well, that truck bed over there has guns in it, but I also found stuff like a survival knife? Wait, that's... Isn't that the same type of knife that was stabbed through Nagito's right hand?
Maybe.
Which means the killer obtained the knife here. So the killer is someone who visited this military base at least once. That's everyone now. No, not me. This is the first time I've been here. That sounds fishy. This is that dreadful helicopter, the one that executed Teru. Doesn't have anything to do with the incident. Okay. Tank. The bombs were fake. This might be fake too, but I'm not brave enough to check for myself. No, I did not want to click the tank again, thanks.
Man.
Damn it, this dangerous place is the reason all this stuff is happening. Leaving guns out in the open is totally dangerous. Seriously, we gotta take better care of these. It's easy to say that. It's not on this island who can do that. Alright, what the fuck else do I need to do? What in the ass do you want me to look at? This? It's one of the monitors Monokuma uses to contact us. You could just contact us over the radio instead of using an actual screen. Does he just enjoy appearing on screen each time, or is he trying to mock us? Either way, it pisses me off. Everywhere we go, we're being constantly monitored by these surveillance cameras. Someone is watching us suffer and enjoying it. What the fuck do I need to look at? This truck? When I tried looking into the truck bed, it's empty, there's nothing here. When I first came here, there was something on that truck bed, which means Sonia's telling the truth.
However...
And as I suspected, the bombs had disappeared. I thoroughly searched for them inside the military base, but the bombs were nowhere to be found. But did Nagito know the bombs weren't real? Possible that he thought they were the real thing. No, never mind. He said as much in the video message. So, were you surprised? Seriously, think about it. Do you really think there are enough bombs to blow up an entire island? Even if there were, a guy like me would never be able to use them. He knew the bombs were fake. He only did what he did to weed out the traitor. No, is that really it? Did Nagito only do that to expose the traitor? Maybe there was a different motive behind his actions. Hmm? Alright, what else do I still need to look at? I gotta look at the... the castle and Nagito's room, right? I think that's it. Wrong way. Hey, I leveled up. Let me check on good old Shitamy while I'm thinking about it. Nothing? Sweet. Yee! I had to do it at least once, I'm sorry. Yee! It's so fucking funny, just the way it just like rolls into fucking view. Ah, fucking. Ah. Did I even get that still? Come on, is the Monokuma still here? Why should it not be still here? Nah, it's gone. It's gone, F. So do I literally have to get, like, the Monokuma shit as the chapter's going? Like, that's dumb as shit. Alright, well, fuck it. We're gonna go on in here to bootleg Disney Castle. Now that I think about it, he had to have had at least two. He had to have had at least two actual bombs. One to blow up in the hotel and one to blast open the door. So... Oh, yep. A spear with a flashy ornament is on it. On it is hanging from the wall. The spear is definitely right.
I see.
Just as I thought, it looks exactly like the spear that killed Nagito. The same whip-like cord is attached to the handle, and there's a weight at the end of it.
Also...
Plus, it looks like one of the spears in the wall is missing. There's no mistaking it. The killer took one of the spears and used it as a weapon. Spear of Gungnir, huh? Monokuma would totally come up with a lame name like that. But why did the killer use the spear and a knife?
Well, yeah.
Yeah, they could have just killed him with the knife, and it would have been easier, too. There's no way a spear like this with it... Like this. Fuck. There's no way a spear like this, with this unnecessary cord thing on it, would be easy to use. Jesus fuck. Jesus shit, you son of a bitch! Literally, if it wasn't for the fact that I'd probably get demonetized for that, I would just make that the title. Yeah, it definitely looks hard to wield. But still, they chose this spear for a reason. What could that be? I feel a little tired. No matter how much I investigate, I don't feel any closer to the truth. That's probably why I feel this way. Feeling this strange feeling that I've never felt before, as if Nagito is trying to make us suffer even after he's died. Well, now's not the time to think about stupid things like that. I haven't even investigated his cottage yet. It's too early to start complaining. If we investigate that place, we might be able to find some kind of clue. Alright, let's go. Well, shit.
doesn't it feel like? Da-da-da-da-da. Oh. Hi, Chiaki. How are you?
Hajime.
Ah, Hachime.
What's this?
Oh my, you want to go inside Nagito's
What are you gonna
room?
do?
I was just listening to Chiaki's request. She wants me to unlock the door to Nagito's cottage because she really needs it for the class trial. She begged me to do so while she was licking my black eye. I didn't do that.
Boy, tough crowd.
Just dot. I didn't do that.
Then do it. It's sweet because it's made out of black bean paste.
Hey, we don't have time to mess around. Hurry up and unlock the damn door.
Fine.
Fine. I guess I have no choice. I just gotta do that, right?
Now then.
Now then.
Bye-bye.
See, I've opened the door. You can freely investigate it now.
This isn't my first time seeing that, but why does this door open with a spell like that?
Perhaps.
Maybe the cottage key is computerized.
Hey.
More importantly, let's go inside now that the door is open.
Yeah, you're right. What up, fuckers? I found Monami's box. So Nagito is living here. What was he thinking inside this room? What was he feeling as he spent his days in here? I can't even imagine. Also, why do I have a little shelf for putting Monokuma shit on, but this boy gets a fucking fridge? I want a fridge. I need food. Come on, man. Wanting to see absolute hope becoming despair so he could act as a stepping stone for the rest of us. No matter how much I think about it, I just don't understand him at all. Didn't understand. Not don't. Didn't. Because he did. Dead F. I don't even know if he truly believed that. He was especially weird these past few days. What changed him? Maybe the clue to that might be hidden here as well.
Our time for investigating is winding down. That bookshelf might take some time to investigate, so we should try examining some other areas first.
Uh-huh. There's a Monokuma in the fucking bathtub. Fancy-looking treasure box is covered in sparkling pink lights. It's totally standing out. Ah, could this be...
Can you let me know if you find my treasure? It's a magnificent treasure box covered in sparkling pink lights.
Perhaps.
The treasure box.
Chiaki, you know about this?
Yep.
It's really cute.
Oh. She was just reacting. This looks like Monami's stolen treasure box. Even if this is here, that means... Also, another thing I'd like to point out, slightly little detail, but it seems Chiaki likes pink, correct? Notice how the MP3 player was pink. Other tiny little detail that I just remembered that existed. The thief that Monami was talking about was Nagito. Why would Nagito steal this? In order to find out, it might be good to see what's inside.
Hold it.
Is it gonna be okay? It looks a little dangerous.
It might be, but this could be some kind of clue, you know. If this wasn't important, Nagito would have stolen from wouldn't have stolen it from Monami in the first place. I turned back toward the treasure box and cautiously opened the lid. It's Kirikiri's dad's remains. I mean, hey, we saw how that went the last fucking game. Oh, it's a nicely wrapped, neat box. Skeleton. Inside, there was a notebook. Okay. This is it. Why is a notebook inside this treasure box like it's something important? I took the notebook out of the treasure box and began leafing through it. Can we talk about the fat Gami picture? So cool. His puffy ass cheeks and shit.
It contained sloppy drawings, as if they were drawn by children, and entries that looked like chicken scratch. Day 1, I was able to talk to everybody for the first time today. Monokuma showed up and things turned bad. Day 2, Byakuya is the leader. A lot of things happened today, so everyone is tired. What is this, a diary?
Looks like it. Did Monami write these?
Probably. These pictures and entry look totally suit her. I kept flipping through the pages. Day 3, Day 4, Day 5, page after page of poorly written entries continued on the notebook. I don't really understand, but it looks like there aren't any clues here. And right when I was about to give up, my hand suddenly stopped at an entry titled Day 16. The fucking picture. We've been in the funhouse for 3 days. Everyone's hungry and on edge. Hajime tried going into the final bedroom today. He's probably panicking because no one believes him. Huh?
Hey.
Hajime, did something happen?
Oh, it's nothing.
Hey, stop! Don't look at my notebook.
What? From out of nowhere, Monami suddenly appeared and took the notebook out of my hand.
Forgive you.
I did ask you to look for my treasure box, but I never said you were allowed to peek inside. Jeez, that was close. If I had come any later, you would have seen the inside of the notebook. Unfortunately, you were a little too late. But if this notebook is here, then Nagito was the thief?
No.
Betrayal! I was betrayed by my beloved student.
Hey.
Hey, that notebook's pretty much your diary, right? Diary? It seems that way. That's right, this is my important diary, where all my maiden secrets are written. Hey, you're a liar. What? You always show up out of nowhere. Monami, it's not good to lie, you know.
Lie?
There's no way you wrote in that notebook. After all, Monami can't even write.
Huh?
What are you saying? Jeez, I can write letters easily. I can finally write the letter B. No, you can't, because you have no fingers on your hands. Yeah! See? Bullseye. I know, because I'm the same way, too.
What?
Huh? Are you mad? Are you angry that I exposed a weakling like you?
Hey.
So that's what all this is about. You're seriously trying to crush me.
What are you saying?
What are you saying? There's no way a big brother would ever crush his little sister. It looks like the time to settle things between us is getting closer every second.
Hey, I don't know why you're getting so serious, but is what Monokuma said true?
Huh?
He said you didn't write in that notebook. Is that true? If so, who wrote in it?
Well, you know, it's, how should I put it?
Bye-bye.
Excuse me.
Hold on. Damn it, she totally ran away again.
Same pattern as usual. Looks like it's a waste of time to try to get answers from her.
But still, I really wanted to ask her about that notebook. Well, actually, it might be better that I didn't ask her. Fair enough. Let me grab this real quick. Get out of the fucking bathtub. Piece of shit. There's a lot of books arranged here. Did Nagito bring these from the library? In addition to books, there's a bunch of random crap stuffed under the shelf.
It might take a lot of time for us to thoroughly go through that stuff.
Hey.
Let's just leave it for later.
Yeah, I agree. It's the bed that comes with the cottages. It looks like just like the one in my room, but
Hey.
Maybe there's something hidden under his bed. It's the usual place for hiding things.
yeah, like porn. What the fuck? What is this game? Okay, Hajime is hands down my favorite protagonist. Is he just straight up? It's like, maybe there's stuff under his bed. That's the usual place for hiding things. Yeah, like porn. Shit, dude. That caught me so off guard. What the fuck? Well, we should still check inside just in case. Jesus Christ. With no expectations about, and without thinking, I peeked in under the bed and, there's something here. It's a plastic bag from the supermarket. It looks like there's something inside. His condoms. Oh! What the fuck? What is this?
Looks like a gas mask and rubber gloves. These look like the real deal. Did he get these from the military base?
Gas mask and rubber gloves? He was hiding these under his bed? What did Nagito use this stuff for? The fuck?
Hajime.
Hajime, was there anything else under the bed?
Let's see. Peeked under the bed once again, started looking around the area, where I found a supermarket bag, and there's a small piece of paper on the floor. A piece of paper made of blue aluminum?
Iron thin piece of aluminum, huh? Similar to those seals that go over jars of unopened mayonnaise.
I get what you're saying, but what does that mean? Is it just a piece of trash?
Wait.
Who knows?
Might be too soon to decide that. Okay. Sure. Okay.
Hey, hey.
Is there anything else I need to look? Okay, let's look at the fridge. There's a refrigerator.
Huh?
Nice! My cottage doesn't even have a refrigerator. I wonder where he got it from.
Nagito probably supplied it himself.
Why would he go to the trouble of putting a refrigerator in his room? Does he really enjoy cold drinks?
As I talked with Chiaki, I opened the refrigerator out of curiosity. Oh! Okay! Alright, sure. Fine. There really isn't much inside. Monokuma's special poisoning. For poisoning use only. The only thing inside the refrigerator was a brown bottle.
There's someone who likes cold drinks. It doesn't really look like he stocked very much. But the bottle clearly isn't a drink, right?
Really? It looks like some kind of dietary supplement to me. Protein powder, maybe? I took the brown bottle out of the fridge and started reading the label. Did they really just have to throw that in there? Like they didn't do that for chapter 4, so it's like, here, we'll throw in the whole poison protein powder mix up again. Exclusively made for poisoning someone to death? Hey, this is
Yeah, it looks like it's poison.
poison?
Looks like there was a warning label on the back. Let's examine it in a little more detail. But be careful with that bottle, don't drop it.
Stop it. If you worry me like that, I'm gonna get nervous. The fuck? I grabbed the bottle with my trembling hand and began reading the warning label on the back of the bottle. Poison made specifically for killing someone. It is Monokuma's special poison. This enchanted liquid is highly potent and takes effect immediately. Please handle it with care. Though its volatility, there we go. Volatility. Fuck. Limited item. Is low. This liquid is very dangerous when vaporized. In a gaseous state, it's heavier than air. It breaks down in minutes, and it's susceptible to hydrolysis. So it's possible for you to poison someone to death without any complications. Keep this liquid secure by storing it in a cool place in a glass or plastic container away from sunlight.
This sure does look like a chemical made for solely poisoning someone to death. This refrigerator must be here to keep the poison secure.
But where did Nagito get something like this?
Question that could apply to the bomb. Used at the hotel, too.
Apply to the bomb?
There should be a reason Nagito was able to obtain such dangerous items.
The octagon inside the funhouse. This poison, he must have brought it with him from there too, right?
Perhaps.
He's probably hiding there somewhere on his body during the last class trial.
He was hiding a bomb and poison during the last class trial.
Jeez, how dangerous. What would he have done if he accidentally tripped and broke the bottle?
Just thinking about that scares me.
Hey.
Also, he already blew up the bomb he took with him at the lobby. What about this poison?
Huh?
See?
Looks like the bottle is less than half empty. Was it like this from the beginning? Or did Nagito use it? If so, where did he use it? Wonder, is there still a trap somewhere that hasn't been sprung yet?
Another trap?
Perhaps.
For example, maybe he was making some kind of trap for this poison before he died. If that actually exists, be really bad, it could potentially kill everyone on this island.
Everyone on the island? What the hell? Nagito, are you trying to make us... Are you still trying to make us suffer? Are you still trying to make us suffer even after you've died? Jesus Christ, dude. Alright, can I look at the bookshelf now? The genres and types of items are also random. I can't make any sense out of them whatsoever.
Well?
They say a shelf is a mirror that reflects a person's heart.
Do they now?
I definitely don't know about Nagito just by looking at this.
So what should we do? It'd be really difficult to look through all these piles.
It doesn't mean we should ignore it, though.
Yep.
I'll leave it to you then, Hajime.
Wait, what?
It's better if a boy goes through another boy's things. You know, there might be some private stuff here.
That might be true, but
So, I'll leave this shelf to you.
I think I just got persuaded to do this without realizing it. Jesus Christ. I sighed and walked over to the shelf. One by one, I started removing the various books and items, examining each one. But even after I examined them carefully, they were still a bunch of random books and items. There's no way there are any clues here. Huh? Do you see it? Do you see the fuck up here? I'm pretty sure Hajime didn't obtain this file from Monokuma. Or anything else like that. Typo F. Well, that file wasn't the only one I received from Monokuma. This is another one. That seal. Indeed. It's the school badge of Hope's Peak Academy.
Does that have information on our stolen memories?
Unfortunately, I couldn't find any clues about that. This file doesn't contain our information, just Hajime's information. Nagito said this only contains information about me, but is that really true? If I looked at this, it should be obvious, right? And he said I was from the reserve department and I had no talent whatsoever. That might be another one of his lies, too. Open the file I held in my hand to confirm that. Instantly, I realized something was strange. If this really was only my information, then why is this file so thick? Extra thick! As soon as I opened it, it was clear to me, just as I thought Nagito had lied to me. Aside from my information, there was information about the others. Kazuichi, Fuyuhiko, Akane, and Sonia, and everyone who died, had pages of information about them too. The file contained information on all 16 of us. Only my information, my ass. Can't believe he'd make up such a strange lie. That means the rest of it might be a lie too. I turned to the page containing my information and began reading through the content. Profile contained basic information such as my date of birth, my height, and weight, and so forth. There's only one thing that specifically caught my eye. The words Reserve Corps student. Damn it, man. There was no denying it. It confirmed that I was truly a Reserve Corps student from the Reserve Department. Poor Hajime. Alright, I'm actually saving this because this is actually a fantastic looking thumbnail. And I just realized it. Why is this the only thing that isn't a lie? Why? Why am I the only one who's here from the Reserve Department? Why? Why am I here with all the other Ultimates?
Hey.
Hajime, did something happen?
Well, I just found a strange file.
Isn't that the special prize Nagito received when he cleared the final bedroom? As I recall, your student profile should be in there.
It's not just my profile. Profiles of everyone on this island are in here, too. Nagito was lying.
When you say everyone, do you mean everyone?
Yeah, just basic information, but there should be profiles of all 16 of us.
Can I take a look at that file?
Jackie leaned against me and peered into the file. Even better thumbnail. And even better thumbnail.
You're right. My profile is really in here. But unfortunately, there doesn't seem to be any details.
Details?
Details about our missing memories. Information about the time we spent at Hope's Peak Academy. If it's not written in there, these profiles might have been written before we entered the academy.
Then it's impossible to obtain new clues from them.
Yeah, seems like it.
Hold on. What happened? I just noticed it right now, but...
The file. His name isn't in there, right? There's supposed to be 16 names worth of profiles, but his name is the only one missing, right?
What are you talking about?
Byakuya. I'm talking about Byakuya Togami. Look carefully. No matter where I look, I don't see his name anywhere.
No way! So what if a name isn't written in that file? Perhaps based on that, you think he might be the traitor?
No, it's not just because his name isn't written in here. That's not the only reason I think he's suspicious. He participated in the killing school life at Hope's Peak Academy, right? For someone like him to be in a similar situation on this island, no matter what, it's definitely suspicious.
Well, it pains me to say this, but what you're saying about the missing name and the killing school life, it's totally wrong. There's a completely different reason.
A different reason?
How should I put this? You guys have been getting all worked up about that Byakuya for no reason. Which means the great mystery that you think surrounds that Byakuya doesn't exist. You're basing it off one person's cheap speculation.
What do you mean?
You don't have to ask me that. You'd know the answer just by looking through those profiles, right?
Huh? My eyes turned back to the file. One by one, I started flipping through the pages and confirming the names. Ultimate Imposter! I fucking called that! I fucking called it, you piece of shit! Aha! I accidentally hit the transcript button, but ha-ha! Dude, my two friends, one of which being in my room at the moment, that doubted me that entire time. Even though you both technically knew it, but you were trying to persuade me otherwise, fuck you. Yee! Woohoo! Wow, there's nothing on this guy. Holy shit. I knew it was I even specifically said, what if there was like ultimate doppelganger or ultimate fake or ultimate imposter? I even called the fucking ability, dude. Shit. And suddenly I came across a page that was filled with question marks. Every section was filled with question marks. It could barely be considered a student profile, and we thought Kirigiri was bad. We thought Kirigiri was vague as fuck. On that page, I was only able to confirm one thing. Ultimate imposter?
That's that Byakuya's true identity.
True identity?
He was a fake that was pretending to be the ultimate affluent prodigy Byakuya Togami.
A fake?
The fact that his profile is filled with question marks isn't a mistake or an oversight. Surprisingly enough, that's the correct information regarding him. The ultimate imposter has no name, no permanent address, and even his age and gender is unknown. Basically, he doesn't exist. Because he doesn't exist, he's able to exist as anybody. That's his talent. Though I'm not jealous of that at all.
that person wasn't really Byakuya Togami?
Perhaps.
Is that why he was so much fatter compared to when he was involved in the killing school life?
Christ, Chiaki! Why is everybody a savage in this chapter? Fuck.
So cool.
His physique doesn't affect his ability to fool others at all. Real imposters are skilled like that.
Then he was lying to us the whole time.
Still.
But he couldn't help it,
What? Why couldn't he help it?
Oh.
because that was his talent.
Huh?
Well, having talent means you're also bound to that talent. The moment you obtain talent, your way of life has already been chosen for you. You can't do anything else except rely on that talent, regardless of whether you want that life or not. In that sense, compared to the other ultimates, your life might be a bit more liberating.
But what the hell?
Anyway, I'm not happy that you guys fell for a scam that I had nothing to do with.
That's right.
So I'll tell you straight up, this revelation about Byakuya is exactly the truth.
Then, what was he trying to say to me that time? I cannot talk to others about my past. I suspect that my skeptical nature is partly to blame. Distrusting others and being distrusted in return, for a long time my life has been a living hell.
Based on the context, if I had to guess,
No.
maybe he was just complaining that he was cursed to wander the earth as nothing more than a fraud.
That actually sucks. That's actually fucked up. Damn. Wait, you too? Why has everyone been like... Okay, so Mechaditto in the chat here knew because he already beat the game. The person behind me right now was spoiled because one of our other friends. And then now somebody else in the chat is saying that, not gonna lie, I saw a spoiler like that for that, like, chapter 2. Was I the only one that, like, truly guessed this shit? Jesus, fuck, man. Jesus shit, you son of a bitch. Fucking Sonia. God damn it all to hell. But if you guys had your school memories, you never would have been betrayed in the first place. I mean, it'd be different if you were meeting him for the first time. But since you guys went to Hope's Peak Academy, you should have already known about the ultimate imposter already. So in the end, it all leads back to my memory loss. Geez, the Future Foundation sure is awful. There's no way you should ignore Monami or the traitor. Who is it? Who's the traitor? Just from looking at these 16 profiles, I still wouldn't know who's from the Future Foundation. Is there really someone like that?
Of course.
Well, obviously you wouldn't be able to know. I made that file so you guys couldn't find out.
Could it be?
So it's just as I thought. You're the one who did it.
Hey,
The fact there are 16 profiles in there is what's wrong. I mean, the traitor is a spy sent by the Future Foundation, not a student from Hope's Peak Academy.
You made a fake profile for the traitor and included it in here?
correct.
It wouldn't be fun if you figured out who the traitor was so easily, right?
Hey,
Then we can't use this file to figure out who the traitor is. That was true for Nagito too, right? Well, probably. It's dripping with despair, isn't it? You wasted your precious time on something that isn't
Are
a
you
clue.
sure about this?
Was that a wise decision? Time's up, you know.
Time's up? Wait.
Excuse me for a moment.
He's just bye. That chime just now.
What is most important for living things? Well, personally, I think time is. I mean, your bank account may go up and down, but time will inevitably run out, right? That's why we gotta cherish time. There is nothing more wasteful than wasting time. So, time's up.
What the fuck, man?
We will begin the last class trial, so please gather at Monokuma Rock.
Wait, this is the last one? This is it? This is it? Is this really it? What the fuck? Oh, shit. Oh, Jesus. I did not expect this to happen. Well, fuck me.
I'll see you soon.
Damn, I was not expecting this to be it. The last class trial? He said that, right? He said last class trial.
Yep.
Yeah, I heard it too. He really did say it was the last class trial.
Well, what do you think? Should we believe him?
Monokuma seemed anxious about the Monokuma timer earlier, right? 2 more days. He said something about the killing school trip ending, right?
Based on the time limit, this might definitely be the last one.
But still,
But I can't imagine that it's the real end.
Huh?
I think Monokuma's real plan might just be beyond that.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. His real plan? Is Monokuma still planning to make us do something? What could it be? Maybe after putting us through all this, he's planning to kill the remaining survivors all at once.
well,
But still, it's also not a good idea to think about it too much, I think. I think we should focus on the class trial that's waiting for us first.
You're right. Class trial for Nagito's murder. We're pretty screwed. I haven't collected my thoughts because we were so focused on this file. Still can't see who killed Nagito.
but still,
Well, you don't have to worry so much. Huh?
right?
I mean, we're not fighting this alone, you know.
You're right. You're absolutely right. We're not alone. Even if it's a mystery that can't be solved alone, as long as everyone cooperates and works together. Yeah, if we do that, things will turn out fine. Oh, Jesus. I went the wrong way. There we go. Oh, boy. I'm scared.
Damn right.
Looks like everyone's here. Damn right! Huh? This is it? Shouldn't there be more people?
Damn it.
Stop it, you're making me depressed.
You're making me depressed. Eat well, shit well.
So, it's gonna happen again. The cruel conflict where we must doubt our friends.
But once we're through with this, we can go back, right? That Monokuma bastard said so, didn't he? Said this is the last class trial. We've been tricked every step of the way. There's no way I can believe that so easily.
Of course not.
Why can't you believe it? The guy who's making us do all this is the one saying it, you know?
Right?
That's why I'll definitely survive. If we can really go home after we deal with this class trial,
Right.
I'll definitely find out who the killer is. No matter what, even if I have to pull out all the stops. What the fuck? Why are you here?
You haven't realized it yet? That feeling of wanting to leave this island, the thinking like that is Monokuma's trap, you know? Huh? What are you saying? There's no way Monokuma will end things here. He's planning something far worse.
Stop trying to jinx us.
I'll beat you up.
Damn right! Stupid rabbit should just shut up. Everyone, you mustn't run away from despair. Huh? I have finally realized, after losing my powers, I've realized that Cursing your powerlessness or fate accomplishes nothing. The possibility may be small, but as long as there is a possibility, you must face it, in order to become someone who can be proud of yourself. So I will fight.
What's her deal?
I do not really know, but she seems different from before.
Maybe she's just maybe she read a self-help book.
Wait.
But her eyes, she looks so determined.
Ooh.
What can you tell just by looking at those button eyes? Anyway, make sure you turn off Mini Maru. It'd be annoying if you started talking during the trial.
Oh,
But still.
fine. Somehow I understand what Monami is saying, I think.
Anyway, let's get going to the last class trial.
You're right, we need to fight as much as we can, no matter what hopeless truth awaits us in the end.
Oh boy. This is the end. I kept saying those words to myself over and over within my mind. I entered Monokuma Rock. Oh boy, Jesus! It all got so condensed, dude. Shit! Like in the last game, it was just like everyone kind of against the wall and like Naegi in the middle. But this is, whew, it's all condensed at the front. This elevator ride. This will be the last time for this too, right? I hope so.
Let's worry about things after we finish.
You're right.
More importantly, we must focus on the class trial before us.
Damn it.
Oh boy. The killer managed to kill someone like Nagito. There's no way this is gonna go smoothly. I mean, I still can't believe that one of us was able to do that.
Nagito was problematic in many ways. He was also a valuable asset during the trials.
Yeah, you're right. In fact, during the Funhouse ordeal, we were completely dependent on him. But even if he's gone, the ones who've survived need to stand and fight. We must fight. And then the door slowly opened. This bright light greeting us. Is that the light of hope? Or the light of despair? Oh!
Well now.
Well then, now that chatterbox Nagito is gone, there are only 6 of you left.
Shut the hell up!
Enough! Just fucking start this already! Hey, this is it, right? This is really the last class trial, right?
Yep, it sure is. So, you gotta show some enthusiasm and make sure you give it your all.
Right.
Didn't I tell you? He said it. This is the end.
Now then, let's get this trial started.
Killing!
This is the last class trial. Make sure you show some enthusiasm and kill each other.
This is the 5th class trial. According to Monokuma, this is also the last class trial. That curtain is about to rise. God, I really don't want to see this again. This is actually terrifying in so many fucking ways the more I look at it. Nagito Komaeda, the ultimate lucky student. When I first met him, I thought he was a nice guy. Came across as very sociable. But his true nature held such a demented thought process that was nothing like his outward appearance. Saving this! Fucking creepy bastard. He said he believed in hope more than anything else. He said he was yearning for a powerful hope that can overcome any despair. He said he would even help despair just to prove that hope will never lose to despair. And he said he'd become a stepping stone for hope. His way of thinking was completely screwed up, but there are also times where he saved us too. Someone like him was killed. That was the end of him. And I have no idea at all who did it, but there is no way we can end this without knowing. We'll be consumed. We will be consumed by despair. That is why we absolutely have to find out. The person who finished off Nagito. The killer who murdered Nagito. in order to return from this despair alive, we need to reach the truth. And if Monokuma says this is really the last class trial, that's all the more reason we need to do this. And so, this life-threatening trial dealing with hope and despair, the last one, has begun. I still like the whole, like, panel where all the characters just, like, pop into the panel. I still love that. I still think that's dope as shit. I really hope something like that is in the third game. Agito? It says Agito was brutally murdered. Agito? That was funny as shit. Agito. Alright. Fuck me, right? Did I even... Nope. Fuck. Alright. Okay! All rise.
Now then, let's begin with a simple explanation.
Okay, we've already known this shit.
If you vote correctly,
yes.
then only the blackened will receive punishment.
Why is
the
Gundams just the letter X? How is that personalized in any way, shape, or form? It's just the letter X. Not a cross-out X, but the letter X. What the ass?
I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and that person will earn the right to leave this island.
Oh, you're not swinging from a rope anymore?
Oh my, Monami? My cute little sister? You're awfully quiet. What's happened to you? You've ascended the ladder of adulthood and reached the moon? Because you're a rabbit? Chesto!
Jesus fuck.
One more time! Jeez! How about this one? This will be my final blow! It's useless.
Please stop! I feel bad for Monomi.
You're right. Now's not the time for me to horse around with Monami. The class trial has started, after all. The victim this time is Nagito, who is attempting to reveal the traitor for everyone's sake. Who in the world killed him? I'm so curious.
If he was killed for trying to reveal the traitor, that traitor is obviously the killer. They were trying to shut Nagito up.
No, that might not be it.
Huh? Are you trying to protect the traitor? They didn't call out when we were in danger. Wait. Don't tell me you're the traitor.
Don't say something so stupid. There's no way in hell I'm the traitor.
Now that's more like it. Why don't you guys hurry and start arguing already?
The traitor and the killer who murdered Nagito is here, right? Are they the same person, or... Huh?
The killer didn't tape Nagito's mouth to shut him up. I'm telling you, they were torturing him.
The reason Nagito's body was covered with wounds.
It's because the killer tortured Nagito.
So that's why he was so beat up. What were they trying to find out by torturing him? Definitely the bomb's hiding place. If so, the suspect is whoever found the bomb first.
That was Fuyuhiko.
I found it by coincidence. There's no way I'd torture someone.
Why did the killer have to torture Nagito? No. Were the wounds on Nagito's body really caused by torture in the first place?
The killer didn't tape Nagito's mouth to shut him up. I'm telling
the
you,
fuck?
they were torturing him.
The reason Nagito's body was covered with wounds.
It's because the killer tortured Nagito.
So that's why he was so beat up. What were they trying to find out by torturing him? Definitely the bomb's hiding place. If so, the suspect is whoever found the bomb first.
That was Fuyuhiko.
I found it by coincidence. There's no way I'd torture someone.
The fuck? You know it's gonna be a rough trial if I'm stonewalled from the fucking beginning. Good lord. Also, I've kind of noticed, just by, like, listening to it, it's also... This music is the hope versus despair discussion. So, usually this plays at the end. So I'm just like... So that threw me off first. I was like, wait, what?
The killer didn't take Nagito's... I'm telling you, they were
The reason Nagito's...
It's because the killer tortured Nagito.
No. What the fuck am I trying to... What is happening?
The killer didn't tape Nagito's mouth to shut him up. I'm telling you, they were torturing him.
The reason Nagito's body was covered with wounds.
It's because the killer tortured Nagito.
So that's why he was so beat up. What were they trying to find out by torturing him? Definitely the bomb's hiding place. If so, the suspect is whoever found the bomb first.
That was Fuyu. I found it. There's no way I'd torture someone.
The killer didn't tape Nagi. I'm telling you, they were...
The reason Nagito's...
It's because the killer tortured Nagito.
No, that's wrong.
I figured as much, because if they were torturing him for answers, why did he have duct tape on his
But
mouth?
Nagito's mouth was covered with duct tape, so he wouldn't have been able to confess anything. If he was being tortured for information, they wouldn't have taped his mouth like that.
I'm prepared.
Oh, okay. Sure, we'll do this from the fucking get-go.
I just
Alright.
realized it's a trap.
Not only do we have the whodunit music in the back, but we also have this from the get-go. Alright.
Trap?
Fujisaki? A trap?
Stupid Hajime. You got caught in that trap.
Oh, God. Stupid? Hajime, you're really stupid. Okay, hang on.
Like you said, if Nagito's mouth was taped shut, you'd obviously assume he couldn't talk. But that was the trap. They wanted to hide the fact that he got interrogated.
Kazuichi seems unusually confident. I should ask him what it is.
If Nagito's mouth was taped shut, you'd obviously assume he couldn't talk. But that was the trap. They wanted to hide the fact that he got interrogated.
What the
Like
fuck?
you said, if Nagito's mouth was taped shut, you'd obviously assume he couldn't talk. But that was the trap. They wanted to hide the fact that he got interrogated. Like you said, if Nagito's mouth was taped shut, you'd obviously assume he couldn't talk, right? But that was the trap. They wanted to hide the fact that he got interrogated. Like you said, if Nagito's mouth was taped, you'd obviously assume he couldn't talk, right? But that was the trap. They wanted to hide the fact that he got interrogated.
Sure.
If you tape his mouth shut, how is he supposed to answer anything?
Pay attention. This is how it went down. First, the killer tortured Nagito and got information about the bomb's location. Then, after they killed him...
Allow me to cut through those words. No, there's no doubt Nagito's mouth was covered with duct tape before he was beat up.
What did you say?
Who cares about the duct tape? We might as well settle this with rock, paper, scissors.
No! That doesn't work!
We don't need to play a game. It's clear the duct tape was on his mouth before the torture even began.
Why do you always side with Hajime? Do you have a crush on him or something?
Are you in elementary school or something?
You were with us when I peeled the duct tape off Nagito's mouth, right? The blood on Nagito's face wasn't under the duct tape, remember?
I really don't like seeing his face during this, thank you, but just shove it in my fucking field of vision. That works. Okay.
The blood on his face.
And show me this again, sure.
Which means the duct tape was on his face before his arms were even wounded.
God, this is such a gruesome fucking image.
And the duct tape had a lot of crinkles around his mouth. He must have been struggling to open his mouth under the duct tape.
Perhaps the duct tape was used so he wouldn't be able to scream. Then it's like I said at the beginning. The tape wasn't for torture. It was to keep his mouth shut.
However, if they wanted to seal his mouth, they did not need to hurt him with such ferocity.
They probably had a deep grudge against Nagito.
Then, are you saying the killer was trying to make him suffer?
If so, it's friggin' crazy. Did they go psycho or something?
No, they didn't just go crazy. Whoever did this must be one crafty bastard. If not, they wouldn't have taken the time to set fire to the crime scene and destroy all the evidence.
I want you to know I'm really waiting for Akane to call him Baby Gangsta again.
Hmm? The warehouse fire was for destroying evidence?
We can't think of any other reason.
But who could have done that? When the fire occurred, everyone in this room was gathered in front of the warehouse.
Yeah. And right after I opened the warehouse door, the flames started burning from the very back.
Which means, it is plausible to think that nobody here set the fire.
The killer isn't one of us. But that's not the case, huh? I mean, it's wishful thinking.
Even if it was only a coincidence, the timing was just too perfect.
Based on the pattern up until now, we should suspect that some kind of setup was used for this.
Some kind of setup? Like what?
I do not know that, but that has been the pattern before.
That's our Miss Sonia. You have such an amazingly high intellect. Alrighty then, let's think about this based on what Miss Sonia thinks. Is that okay, Miss Sonia?
Damn right it is!
Damn right! The reason for the fire, huh? Alright, we need to clear that up first.
The direct cause of the fire was the oil lighter found at the crime scene, right?
The killer used some kind of setup. He lit the curtain on fire with the lighter.
Some kind of setup?
Did they use the oil as an improvised fuse?
They probably just threw the lighter.
Based on the shape of that oil lighter, it can stand upright while the flame is lit.
If they tipped over the lighter in some way, it could have ignited the curtain.
Some way?
Maybe they used invisible thread.
There should have been a way to tip it over with sound waves.
Or perhaps opening the door caused intense wind pressure to tip over the lighter.
I fucking missed it.
The direct
I
cause of the oil
fucking
lighter
missed.
found
I
at the
knew what I was
crime
doing. I fucking missed.
Did they use the oil?
They probably just based on the shape of it can stand up.
If they tipped over...
Blah, 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 blah.
Some way? Maybe they used invisible.
There should have been a way to...
Or perhaps opening the door caused.
I agree with that.
No consent. Grape house. Fucking love that meme. It's a great meme.
I also agree that opening the door is what started the fire.
It's a great meme. It's a grape meme.
Just as I thought, it was the wind pressure. A dust devil blown here from glorious Japan.
Not gonna comment on that. Not even going to comment on that.
No, not wind pressure. They probably used the Monokuma panels. A huge number of tipped-over Monokuma panels were found at the crime scene, right? It looked like they were scattered everywhere, but some were laying on top of each other in a single line. Just a single line leading from the warehouse door to the fire's origin.
Does that mean anything?
The killer probably arranged those Monokuma panels to create a domino effect.
A domino effect. You mean those tiles kids play with by lining them up and tipping them over?
In place of those tiles, the killer used the Monokuma panels. So when we opened the warehouse door, the first panel toppled into the second.
God, this fucking diagram. This is quite the elaborate sketch here. Jesus.
From there, they felt like dominoes until they reached the lighter at the end.
But wouldn't it be obvious that those big panels were falling over?
That's probably why they turned off the lights in the warehouse, so we wouldn't notice them.
So the reason the warehouse was dark was to hide the domino effect.
And one more thing. There was something else the killer did to hide the domino effect, right?
The killer did one other thing to hide the domino effect. What?
Crap!
No. What?
I see!
You're talking about the MP3 player, right? That hymn blaring throughout the warehouse masked the sound of the falling panels.
The inside of the warehouse felt even darker because our eyes were still used to the bright sunlight outside. Then that darkness, a loud hymnal blared throughout the warehouse at full volume. Hey, do you guys hear something? Yeah, it's really damn loud. Does Nagito like listening to this depressing crap? No, I'm not talking about the music. And as if on cue, it suddenly started.
That's it. So the strange sound was actually the sound of the panels falling.
But those sounds weren't the only strange thing, right? Looking back on it, it was also strange when we opened the door to the warehouse.
It's fine, I'll open it slowly. No, that's not the problem. Seriously, it'll be fine.
With those words, I kindly brushed off everyone's warnings and slowly opened the door to the warehouse. Clatter, clatter, clatter. Huh?
It's not opening. There's something blocking the door. I can barely open it. I knew it. It's a trap. Seriously, just stop it, okay? Didn't I tell you it'll be fine? I just gotta use a little more force.
What's happening to opening it slowly? Connie ignored their protests, and with a mighty kick, the door flew open. Bam.
Ah, so the door was being blocked by a Monokuma panel.
And when we opened the door, the domino effect started, and the falling panels eventually reached the lighter.
Yeah, and that's how the warehouse caught on fire. At least, that's how it looks.
You don't look so sure.
At the time, Akane mentioned that she could barely open the door.
Because the panel was blocking it, right?
But the blocked doorway, there wasn't enough space for a person to fit through, right?
Is that a problem?
It's a major problem. I mean, that door was the only entrance to the warehouse.
That door's the only entrance to the warehouse. I see, so the problem Chiaki is talking about, the killer couldn't have left.
I see!
What the fuck?
If the panel was so close to the door that it could barely be opened, the killer inside the warehouse wouldn't be able to leave, right?
Now that you mention it.
Does that mean they were hiding inside?
Who? We were all outside the warehouse, you know.
Based on the patterns up until now, I believe some kind of setup was used.
You don't have to think so hard. There's actually only one person who could have possibly done this.
You know what I mean?
But if that's true, this murder...
What do you mean?
The person who set up the domino effect inside the warehouse. There's only one person who could have done that.
is my answer. What if it was Nagito?
Huh? What?
Why'd you bring him up? He's the victim, you know.
He wasn't just the victim. Maybe.
Huh?
Did he use himself as a stepping stone still? What?
Not just the victim? What does that mean?
He was the victim. And he was the perpetrator, too. Maybe.
Are you saying this was a suicide? Don't be stupid. His body was covered in torture wounds. Or did you already forget? Are you saying those were all self-inflicted?
But Nagito might do something like that, don't you think?
That's not the issue. He was tied up, remember? Even for a creep like Nagito, it'd be impossible for him to tie up his own arms and legs.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, as long as you understand.
It seems we need to discuss how Nagito was able to tie himself up.
Need to discuss? That's not necessary at all. No matter how much you think about it, it's clearly impossible.
Like he said, it seems impossible if you think about it, but I feel like I'm overlooking something.
To actually tie up your own arms and legs. That's obviously impossible!
Tying just the legs is one thing, but tying both arms would be impossible.
You couldn't do much with the free arm.
It'd be impossible if you were by yourself.
How about if you use your teeth? Or if you use your front tail?
Dirty joke! Is that a dirty joke?
Our assumption that Nagito committed suicide is correct. Nagito should have tied himself up too. That's okay, right?
To actually tie up your own arms and legs. That's obviously impossible!
Tying just the legs is one thing, but tying both arms would be impossible.
You couldn't do much with the free arm.
It'd be impossible if you were by yourself.
How about if you use your teeth?
This is so
Or if you
weird.
use your front tail?
This is weird as fuck.
Is that a dirty joke?
Okay, hang on.
To actually tie up your own arms and legs. That's obviously impossible!
Tying just the legs is one thing, but tying both arms would...
You couldn't do much with...
It'd be impossible if you were by yourself.
No.
To actually tie up your own arms and legs. That's obviously impossible!
Tying just the legs is one thing, but tying both arms would be impossible.
You couldn't do much with the free arm.
It'd be impossible if you were by yourself.
How about if you use your teeth? Or if you use your front tail?
I am so confused.
To actually tie up your own arms and legs. That's obviously impossible!
Tying just the legs is one thing, but tying both arms would be impossible.
You couldn't do much with the free arm.
It'd be impossible if you were by yourself.
How about if you use your teeth? Or if you use your front tail?
Nah. Worth it. Worth it. 100% worth me being stupid. I'm saving that. That is funny as shit. Oh my god. That is the best thing ever. Oh my god. No. No.
To actually tie up your own arms and legs. That's obviously impossible.
Okay, like, I'm honestly
Tying
confused.
just the legs is one thing, but
I am honestly
Tying both
confused on
arms
what
would
the
be
fuck I am
impossible.
supposed to do.
You couldn't do much with the free arm.
It'd be impossible if you're...
How about if you use your teeth? Or if you use your front tail?
Dirty joke!
I'm
Is that a dirty
actually
joke?
really confused on what I'm supposed to be doing. If our assumption that Nagito committed suicide is correct, Nagito should have tied himself up, too. That's okay, right?
To actually tie up your own arms and legs. That's obviously impossible.
tying just the legs is one thing, but tying both arms would be impossible.
You couldn't do much with the...
It'd
So
be
I'm pretty
impossible if you were
sure...
by yourself.
How about if you use your teeth? Or if you use your front tail?
Dirty joke! Is that a dirty joke?
I feel like based on what I'm given to contradict, I feel like I'm supposed to agree with something.
Tie up your own arms
But the only
and
things I'm supposed to agree with is his teeth, which was covered by duct tape, or his dick.
Tying just the legs is one thing, but tying both arms would be impossible.
You couldn't do much with the free arm.
It'd be impossible if you were by yourself.
Now,
Crap! To actually tie
This is
up your
weird
own
as
arms
fuck.
and legs. That's obviously impossible.
Tying just the legs is one thing, but tying both arms would be impossible.
You couldn't do much with the free arm.
It'd be impossible if you were by yourself.
piece of... What the fuck?
To actually tie up
Okay,
your
people
own
in the
arms
chat,
and
do you have any
legs.
idea?
That's obviously impossible.
Tying just the legs,
Like,
tying both
anybody in
arms.
the chat, somebody, anybody.
How about if you
Step right up, step right up. I'm gonna try something for the shit of it, but, yeah. Someone...
To actually tie up
Jesus.
your own arms and
Someone
legs.
just died in the fucking background. Christ.
Crap! To actually tie up your own arms and legs. That's obviously impossible.
Tying just the leg, tying both arms would...
You couldn't do much with...
It'd be impossible.
How about if you or if you use your...
Dirty joke! Is that a dirty joke?
The way it got sped up.
Actually tie up
Dirty
your own
joke.
arms and- No, that's wrong.
Okay. Sure, because I mean, I hate when, like, the thing I'm supposed to shoot is very vague as fuck, and it's just like,
Premise flawed?
what?
What? I mean, it's no mistake that his arms and legs were...
No, it shouldn't have been both of his arms.
Oh, that's what they were getting at. It's so vague. Like, Jesus. Hang on a moment.
The rope on his right arm was completely burnt up. Based on that, you can't say he was tied up.
That was just burned by the fire. He should have been tied up before then.
It burned because of the fire. Like you said, it might look like that. But that was part of the trap. There's concrete evidence that proves it.
Proof that the burnt up rope on Nagito's right arm isn't a trap. His right sleeve.
See,
Take a close look at his right sleeve. Even though the rope was burnt up, his sleeve wasn't burned at all. Wouldn't you agree?
Okay, so you can't honestly tell me, though, that he killed himself. Right?
A burn like this, no matter how you think about it, is unnatural.
I mean, because there's gonna be a suspension, right? This is weird as fuck. Unless he was trying to kill himself and the fire was started via Akane kicking the door in, so Akane's the killer. Right? I don't fucking know. This is weird as shit.
That rope was burned in advance so it would look like it was burned in the fire.
Then Nagito's right arm wasn't tied up, right? He was able to move it freely, right?
Yeah, that should be the case.
Hajime, that's awesome! I'll let you cop a feel if you want.
Okay. Jesus.
Akane, you should not give it away for free. Make sure they pay you first.
Jesus.
That's definitely wrong.
Fine. I just gotta get a Benjamin from him before I let him touch it.
The way she worded that. Fine, I just gotta get a Benjamin from him. What is this fucking trial, man? These people are fucking insane.
That's not what I meant. I'm talking about Nagito.
Jesus Christ.
I mean, even if his right hand wasn't tied up, the knife was still stabbed into it, you know?
It's impossible to stab a knife into your right hand with your right hand. Ah, that much is obvious.
Hajime, you tricked me! Give me back that Benjamin!
Not only did she try to charge me, now she wants the money back? What the heck?
Hold on. There should be a way.
Then hurry up and spill it.
If it's something lame, I'll make you give back the Benjamin with 10,000% interest.
What the fuck? A way to stab yourself in your right hand and using only your right hand. It's okay, there's definitely an answer for this.
Even if Nagito's right hand was free, how could he stab his right hand with his right hand?
If he threw the knife into the air and let the knife fall, could he stab his hand that way?
It's wrong?
It's wrong? He didn't go, damn it!
How could he stab his right hand
Damn it!
with his right hand?
If he threw the knife into the air and let the knife fall, could he stab his hand that way?
Is he a throwing knife expert?
Maybe he propped the knife somehow?
It's wrong?
It's wrong? Why isn't he saying, damn it?
Nagito's right hand was. How could he stab his?
If he threw the knife and let the knife, could he stab his hand? Is he a throwing knife? Maybe he propped the knife
I would like to
somehow?
point out that I didn't realize girder
slammed
was
his
spelled
right
this
hand
way
down
until
on
now.
it?
Propped it onto what?
If he just propped the knife, he could have used his bound left hand.
If you're tied up, your arms won't bend that easily. We don't know if his left hand could even reach his right hand.
If Nagito could only use his right hand to stab himself in the palm, then how did he do it?
Even if Nagito's right hand was free, how could he stab his right hand with his right hand?
If he threw the knife into the air and let the knife fall, could he stab his hand that way?
Is he a throwing knife expert?
Oh, wait.
Maybe he propped the knife somehow?
There we
I agree
go.
with that.
Grape House.
The life-size Monokuma plushie. He must have used that to prop the knife.
Makes sense. That's why there was a big hole in the plushie's stomach.
Even though it clearly looks like it was speared instead of stabbed, but okay, we'll go with it.
Hand onto it. If that's it, he had to place the plushie near him, and it also explains the mysterious blood on the plushie.
So the blood on the plushie came from Nagito after he stabbed the knife into his own right hand.
I see. So that's the trick.
But for a moment, I seriously thought Monokuma died or something.
A bleeding plushie is super scary. It's got the same fear factor as a doll whose hair grows too long.
After stabbing his hand, he no longer needed the plushie, so he cast it off toward the fire's origin point.
He probably thought the fire would incinerate it and destroy the evidence.
So what do you think now, Fuyuhiko?
I get what you're saying about the wound on his right hand, but there's still one huge problem. The spear. Basically, you're saying Nagito committed suicide by impaling himself with a spear, right? If you think about the order, getting killed by the spear should have been the last thing to happen to Nagito. If that's true, how is that possible? He can't grab a spear with his right hand if a knife is stabbed into it and his left hand was all tied up.
Then, he probably took the spear first, and as he endured the pain, he stabbed the knife into his right hand.
Okay, so I just thought of something real quick. The MP3 player, is it pink or did it have blood on it? Because I couldn't tell. Then again, if it had blood on it, they probably would have brought it up.
There is a limit to his constitution. If you got penetrated by something so big and thick, you would die instantly.
What is up with all the dirty jokes in this fucking trial, man? What the fuck?
I'm sorry, I didn't catch all that.
Like I said, if you got penetrated by something so big and thick, you would die instantly.
Say it one more time. I need to record it. For reasons.
Bastard, you better cut it out.
Like she said, in that condition, it's very difficult to stab yourself with a spear. It'd be hard to use a spear with a knife stab into your right hand while your left hand is tied up.
So you're saying it's impossible?
But no matter what I think, I can't believe Nagito's death was caused by someone else.
I also agree with that. To think that one of us could kill someone with such cruelty, I could never believe that.
You say you can't believe it? You just don't want to believe it, right? But that's why you keep getting betrayed over and over again, right? Same goes for this time, too.
You just shut your mouth. It's against the rules to interfere with everyone. If you even think about doing anything, I have a plan of my own.
Monotomy's sassing me.
But it's just as Monokuma said. We've been betrayed over and over again so far. So... this might also be the same. Calling this a suicide takes too much for granted, and it's too convenient.
Then are you saying there is a killer among us, Kazuichi?
Of course that doesn't include Miss Sonia and me.
As Kazuichi said, it's true we've been constantly betrayed. But even if I'm betrayed again, I still want to believe in everyone. No matter how many times I may be betrayed, I still want to believe in everyone.
I also want to believe that there's no killer, but suicide is unimaginable.
Do you really think so?
But you said it too. It'd be impossible for him to stab himself with a spear in his condition.
I did say difficult, but I never said impossible.
Huh?
I feel that there's some way he could have stabbed himself with that spear.
What kind of way?
I don't know.
You don't know.
It's impossible to figure out by myself. So let's think about it together.
I'm pretty sure
what she's getting at is, I'm pretty sure what that is the spear with the little thing behind it. I'm sure it was like a cord, whatever the fuck it was wrapped around the girder, and that's how that blood stain was there. And it came down. Like, 'cause it had the weight. So I feel like it cut loose and came down.
That's how. We made it this far up till now.
Everyone working together.
She's right. We've made it through several ordeals up till now by doing that. Then
All
even
right,
now.
let's do this.
How did Nagito stab himself with a spear? Let's work together and think this through.
That was very
When
touching.
the spear stabbed Nagito, his right hand was covered by the knife, right?
He was only able to move his left hand.
But his left hand was also tied up.
Then that rules out his left hand.
No, that's wrong.
Hold on. It's still too early to dismiss the possibility that he used his left hand.
Why? I mean, his left hand was tied up, you know?
And there was blood on the cord except for in one spot. So if he tied his hand up, right, and then was using that to hold the spear up around the girder, once he had stabbed himself in the hand, he let go.
But there was something off about his left hand. The bloodstain on the palm of his hand. Don't you think it looked somewhat strange? He only had blood on the lower area of his palm. Beyond that point, the bloodstain suddenly cuts off, right?
When the blood splattered, that's as far as it reached, right?
That settles the description of that bloodstain, but it's not the only unnatural bloodstain.
And that's why there was no blood on his palm, and there was blood on his fingers above the second knuckle, because his hand was closed. His hand was closed. So it makes sense.
Look, there's blood on the back of his hand, around the middle joints of his fingers.
Like you said, it looks like an unnatural bloodstain, but what's wrong with that?
We might need to think and use our imaginations for a bit. If there's blood on his palm and the back of his hand, what was his left hand doing as the blood splattered?
What Nagito's left hand was doing with the blood splattered. Gripping.
I see.
When the blood splattered, he was probably gripping with his left hand. That's why there's such a strange-looking bloodstain on his palm and the back of his hand.
Was he grabbing his front tail?
Man, he's committing suicide. Well, I'm gonna fucking die. Better masturbate while I have a chance. Jesus Christ, the guy.
Perish the thought! He was obviously grabbing the spear.
Now that you mention it, compared to the rest of his body, the wounds on his left arm are pretty mild. He probably made his wounds mild on purpose, so he could keep his strength while he gripped the spear.
But even if he held the spear with his tied-up left hand, it'd be impossible for him to stab himself.
That's right. That's the
Hey,
problem.
Chiaki, what do you think? Hey, don't tell me you're getting sleepy.
At times like this, you should always strike from a good angle. Just like fixing an old TV.
Oh, I got it. Maybe.
Ah, I got it. Maybe.
Really?
Yeah, like I thought. It's no mistake that Nagito was gripping the spear. I think. However, what's important is what section of the spear he was gripping.
What section of the spear he was holding on to? The shaft.
I see.
The cord.
That's it. Instead of the handle, Nagito must have been holding on to the cord. There was a metal weight at the tip of the cord, but there were bloodstains on that part too. Plus, the joint between the weight and the cord had a bloodstain shaped like it was cut off by something.
Isn't the size of that cut-off section about the same size as a human fist?
Ah, you're right. So this is the part Nagito was gripping, huh? And then the blood that was supposed to end up here ended up getting on Nagito's left hand.
But why is it so important to know which part of the spear he was gripping?
You're not gonna say he gripped the tip of the cord, swung the spear around, and stabbed himself, right?
That would be dope as fuck, though, but nope.
That is where the clue to solve this mystery resides. Right, Chiaki? I am sorry. Of course this mystery will not be solved that easily.
Nagito was gripping the cord extending from the butt of the spear with his left hand. But from there, how would he stab himself in the stomach with the spear?
It seems we are stuck. Shall we have tea time?
At a time like this, how about we stick to the plan to think one step at a time instead of expecting the answers all at once?
That's a long plan name.
One step at a time.
That's a long
What does
plan,
that
man.
mean?
Let's focus on the spear first. Namely, where it was and how it was positioned just before it impaled Nagito.
How it was positioned.
Nagito was facing up, and the spear was stabbed through his stomach. So, it's just before that. That's it. Could it be the state of the spear, and the fact that Nagito was holding the tip of the cord attachment? If I put those together and think about it, I should be able to figure it out. Where the spear was, and what state it was in before it stabbed Nagito. Please be a logic dive, not Hangman's Gambit. Thank God it's logic dive. I hate the new Hangman's Gambit with a passion. Not sure if you noticed, but I can't stand it. Like, it is the worst. Oh, fuck! That came out of fucking nowhere. Jesus. Wah. Damn it. Fuck. Jesus ass. Jesus shit. Question 1. Where was the spear just before it impaled Nagito? Above Nagito. In Nagito's left hand. Oh god, there's moving targets now. Oh Jesus. Oh, this is not fun. Oh, I am not enjoying this. Oh god, why? No. Do not want. Yee! Question 2. Besides the spear, what else was above Nagito? The ceiling girder. No. No. Bad. Stop it. No. 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 Shoot. Yup. Question 3. What item connects both the spear and the ceiling girder? The rope on Nagito's left hand, the rope on Nagito's right hand, the spear cord. The spear cord. Oh, Jesus. Oh, thank God. Sheesh.
It's all coming together.
It's all coming together.
The spear impaled Nagito as he was laying face up. It must have been perpendicular to him just before that.
Perpendicular? In the middle of the air?
If Nagito did that all by himself, did he have some sort of ESP?
That'd be awesome, but he probably used the ceiling girder.
Does he have some sort of ESP? That'd be cool. But no.
Nagito probably slung the cord over the ceiling girder, and using that as a support, he hoisted the spear directly above him. And if Nagito let go of the cord, the spear would have
Jesus.
fallen and impaled him while he was laying face up.
God, dude.
I noticed a slight red streak on the ceiling girder. It probably got smeared there during the setup.
The blood on the cord probably rubbed off on the ceiling girder as the spear was falling. So, how about it? Using this method, Nagito could have impaled himself with the spear.
Are you serious? He really committed suicide? Like that?
He probably chose that spear so he could commit suicide like that. If someone else did this, there's no reason they'd go to all this trouble just to kill someone with a spear.
I agree. When I was investigating this case, I kept thinking over and over how strange it was. Why did the killer use the knife and the spear so differently?
So you're saying he needed to use that spear to pull off his trick?
You got something to say?
Then, this is for real? He really committed suicide? Every single wound on his body. That was all him?
I mean...
Not just that. He did all that while he was gripping the spear?
Jesus!
Spear should not have stabbed Nagito until the very end.
Didn't mean to do that, but okay. Fuck, dude.
Which means Nagito wounded himself while he was gripping that spear, right?
Why did he do any of this at
Did
all?
he put the duct tape on his mouth, too?
He probably covered his own mouth so we wouldn't hear him screaming in pain.
Did he need to go that far? That's beyond crazy. Why would he do that to himself?
He was probably trying to get us to make a mistake. By committing a suicide that looked like a murder, he was trying to steer us toward the wrong answer. His goal was to get us all executed.
And that's why he stabbed himself over and over again?
Did he want us to die that bad?
That's messed up. That's seriously so messed up.
Yeah, that's our Nagito.
Jeez, now I'm starting to feel a little sympathetic toward him. How stupid of me. Clearly underestimated his capacity for malice. A mind-boggling malice that threatens us even after he died. That's the form his malice took. I had forgotten all about it until now. Even if he was here now, he'd probably be sneering at me.
However, there is one thing I still do not understand. He said he would reveal the traitor, right? Whatever became of that?
He was probably planning to kill the traitor along with the rest of us.
So why did he not just do that in the first place? If he had no qualms with killing everyone, he did not have to cause a bomb scare to reveal the traitor.
I bet the bomb scare was part of the strategy behind this trick. He made us split up and search for a bomb so none of us would have an alibi. He created a scenario where any of us could have killed him.
He tried to make us doubt each other, and tried to hide the truth behind his suicide.
Did he cause a bomb scare for that reason alone?
He's a fucking bastard who killed himself for his delusions of grandeur. It's not that unthinkable.
You are right, I suppose.
Yeah, it appears we've come to a conclusion. Bastard Nagito committed suicide. It was all done by him so we'd be executed.
That should be okay, right? Right?
What? You're not satisfied yet?
No, I agree that Nagito killed himself, but I feel like there's something that doesn't make sense. It's probably just my imagination.
Why? I mean, I sort of understand what she's talking about. I don't think it's a mistake to assume Nagito committed suicide, but why do I feel so uneasy about it? Is it because we don't know who the traitor is,
So
or...
what are you gonna do? Is it okay to proceed with the voting time?
What do you think, Akane?
Well, there's no doubt Nagito's death was a suicide. Oh well, I guess my gut is wrong sometimes.
You are right. It is not as though we can draw any other conclusion.
Then it's okay to end it here, huh? That means we're done with this last class trial and we can leave this island, right? It's okay to reach such a happy ending, right?
Then it's okay? It's okay to say, you've decided on the killer? Understood. Then voting time.
No, hold on a sec.
Hold on. Why?
Sorry, just a little more. I want you guys to wait just a little more. I can't help but feel like there's still something we overlooked.
Like who the traitor is?
But the issue here is who killed Nagito, right? Even if we identify the traitor, the conclusion won't change.
That's true, but...
The mystery isn't just about who the traitor is. No
Huh?
matter how you look at it, Nagito's death is a suicide. But I'm a little worried, you know? I'm worried about starting the voting time while there's still a mystery.
Hey, what do you mean it's not about who the traitor is? What kind of mystery is left?
There's just one thing that doesn't make sense, and it relates to Nagito's death. Plus, it's something even Nagito couldn't influence. He couldn't even tamper with the evidence for it.
Something related to Nagito's death, and it's something that he couldn't even have messed with.
You're gonna keep going? Here I thought we were finally finished.
Something related to Nagito's death, a piece of evidence that he couldn't mess with. I'm so confused. No. No. Hang on, let me read this again. At the time, Monami was apparently... Oh, wait! Is it this?
I see.
Yeah. Yeah. It's the Monokuma file doesn't say his cause of death. It's like I said.
Yeah, that's it.
It's like I said.
Huh? There was something suspicious in the Monokuma file?
The victim is Nagito Komaeda. The body was discovered inside the warehouse near the Monokuma plushie factory. The estimated time of death is believed to be noon sharp. Not only is there a spear stabbed in his stomach, there are multiple stab wounds on each of his thighs. Furthermore, there's a laceration on his left arm and a knife impaled through his right hand. The suspicious part of the Monokuma file that Chiaki is worried about is... What is it? What's hidden in the Monokuma file? Hangman's Gambit. Hangman's Gambit. Cause of death. At least I know what the fuck I'm looking for. I'm snagging that. There is no more C's, so I don't need that. Fuck, wait, shit. Damn it. My god, there's so much happening. Holy shit. Stop it. Please. Oh, come the fuck on, man. Where's an F? Jesus, fuck. God, dude, why is there so much shit happening right now? Where's an A? Come on, dude. Give me the E. Jesus. The H. Jesus Christ. That wasn't hard because I knew what the fuck I was looking for. But that was just hard because there was so much happening at once.
In this
Christ.
particular case's Monokuma file, there's no specific cause of death.
Yeah, like I said. Not only is there a spear stabbed in his stomach, there are multiple stab wounds on each of his thighs. Furthermore, there's a laceration on his left arm and a knife impaled through his right hand.
Isn't that weird? Until now, the files always specified the cause of death.
But the cause of death is obvious, is it not? The spear in Nagito's stomach. It is obvious just by looking at it that it was the cause of death.
Was
Maybe
it,
it's
though?
not included if it's not important enough to write about.
Well, Monokuma, I plead the fifth!
There he goes again! I'm so appalled that I have nothing to say.
But even during Gundam's case, and before during Mikan's case, the thing he purposely omitted from the Monokuma file was always the most important mystery in the case.
Are you saying that applies this time too?
Hold on a sec. Then, are you saying there's more to Nagito's death?
That is exactly
Are
what
you
we were saying.
suggesting, again, that his death wasn't a suicide?
You guys were the ones who said it was a suicide in the first place.
No, I don't think it's a mistake to call Nagito's death a suicide, but it's not just a suicide. Come to think of it, did Nagito really commit suicide just to get us all killed?
Are you sticking up for him?
That's not what I meant. I mean it in a bad sense.
Bad sense?
I just remembered that his malice always defied our expectations, and that concerns me. For example, would that malice just end here?
Huh?
Did Nagito's malice drive him to risk his life for a truth we'd reach this easily? I mean, this is Nagito we're talking about, you know?
How interesting! You sure do believe in Nagito, huh? Because you believe in his malice, you continue to suspect his malice. I see. I guess that's what passes for friendship these days.
What friendship?
What should we do, you guys? Should we proceed with the vote? I think we should keep going until everyone is satisfied, even if it's just to be safe.
You are right. We only get one chance to vote after all.
Just to be safe, huh? Guess I have no choice. If that's the case, I'll do my best to go along with it.
This is friggin' annoying. But if you guys say you're doing it, there's no way I'm gonna back out.
Hey, Monokuma, you heard us. The voting's gonna have to wait.
We've come this far. Let's work hard till the very end. If we work together, everything should be all right. That's what I believe.
Aww, splendid. You guys are so splendid right now. That's right. If all your hopes are united, no despair can shake you.
If all your hopes are united, no despair can shake you, huh? Now that I think about it, Nagito said the same thing. That the absolute hope that can overcome any despair, he said he was yearning for that. In this situation we're in, might be the thing that Nagito wanted all along. No, never mind. I'm probably overthinking. What? And trial suspended.
No.
Man, my heart was racing like crazy when I thought the voting time was gonna start, but... Well, if you think about it rationally, there's no way it was gonna happen. We haven't done this bit yet. Most of the players will probably figure that out too. You're the one who really didn't know. Isn't that right, Monami? Hey, how much longer are you planning to sulk? Let's get along like we always do. Alright, you passed. Friendship is measured by how long you can stand in silence when you're all alone with someone else. So, Monami and I are the bestest of best friends. Don't say such stupid things. I hate you so much right now. Enough! Why do I always have to be hated that much? Besides the fact that you snap at me like that, I don't trust you at all. Not even a teensy tiny 1mm bit. How sad. Distrusting your friend is much more shameful than being betrayed by that friend, you know? You aren't even friends in the first place. Then as your older brother, let me say this. You're not even my brother. It is sad to live a life without friendship. That's even sadder than watching a high school rom-com full of guys. Well, there may be some demands for that. How about why I fell for it? I totally took the man bait.
Man bait. Man bait. Alright. Well, I think that about does it for this episode. If you guys enjoyed, make sure you leave a like down below to show your support. Greatly appreciated. But with that, I think it's about time for us to me to get up out of here. Next time on Danganronpa 2 Goodbye Despair, we will go on ahead, finish up this trial and the chapter. As for who did it, I don't know. So when they say it's a suicide, but they say like it's like an assisted suicide, something like that. Like, I don't know. I really don't know. Anyway, minor rambling aside, I'm gonna get up out of here, y'all. See ya.